I got a 50 pip grid on these big black lines. I'm on the 15-minute chart. I'm about 2014 in the history of the 15-minute chart of the British pound. And the 15-minute chart allows you to trade a setup that maybe takes an hour and a half to get a entry, and then in a classical setup term, or structural entries, top becomes bottoms, or there is a price rate into a hole that goes way back, that we're all aware of the fact that we want to buy down there and sell down there. And so I'm going to run through what I think is what I would do on this British pound if I was trading on the 15-minute chart, and my entries at the market, if I'm babysitting the chart, are going to be obvious, I suppose. If I'm not going to babysit it, there's not as much you really may not get filled on some of the tickets if you put them too far away from the current price. But then again, it depends if you're a swing trader or you're trying to scalp it. So the scalps on here, obviously, if you look back here in the history on the chart, you see this. Let's see, mark it off here. Well, I'm just going to go back to, this is the Asian session begins here, and market falls down very quickly. And so that's one indication to me that if I'm a bull, I'm going to buy this plunge because it's so dramatic and it's so quick. The dramas and the speed of it. Breaks out of this. Now we start to crush people's, or we start to take out this void, and lo and behold, if you only, this is if you aren't going to babysit the market, after that big run up, you see this turn. They call this a swing low. When we clip that area, if you've got buy limits in there, and you could have placed the buy limits when the market was here, right now, you buy at the market. At this moment in time, I'm looking at this. This is why, if you play back the market on the 15-minute chart all day long, or on the weekend when the market's closed, and you just have to practice, ask yourself, are you a scalper? Would you buy one here? So even if you're a trend trader, you're going to buy one here, thinking that we're going to go here, we're going to go take out this. Are we going to take out that? Are we going to take out yesterday's high? That's the question I would have. If I'm buying this pullback right now, this 15-minute, I'm thinking, yeah, that's about as good as it gets. We've broken out. Now this would be the breakout of not the high of the day, but this, right? Now we're coming into the seller's window. We want to take off some profits here. If you bought that 15-minute pullback, 15-minute chart, one of the problems is that, sure, right now, looks like a good trade, and this is Asia, so it's a very quiet walk pattern. Tops become bottoms. You could have bought every pullback there. You had a half an hour to get that trade. So in a half an hour, it pulled back. That's like 2-bar pullback. That would be your trade. You'd build a position long. You're hoping for a cave-in of this hole, and you probably cashed out there maybe. And you don't care. Or maybe you're holding, and you're looking at the bigger picture, because I can't see it here. And we can see on the 15-minute chart structurally, this is the top, became a bottom here. But this is a completely different. When you say tops become bottoms, okay, this is walking up this little stairway, top become bottom. This is a major structure, a major kind of slightly below this, this range here. Right? All of these trades in here. Now, is this a top become a bottom? No, because this doesn't even get above there to come back. In other words, not every top becomes a bottom. And it really depends where you're at. So could you say, well, this bottom became a top? Yes, it did. And did it keep tanking down? Not really. It went sideways. So people that sold here, and people that sold there are people that bought here thinking it was going up, so they have to get out, right? And we've already been down here, and we've already had buyers come in here. So I'm just gonna bounce around here. Supply and demand zone. Some guy sent me a thing. I found it in my junk mail for some reason. I went there today because I was trying to get something hooked up, and people sometimes used to get these confirmations in junk mail for some reason. Makes a lot of sense, right? When the market was here, you could have had a limit here, right down here, because you knew this was going to be like this 15-minute chart. So these stops are maybe 4-hour trailing stops. There's stops here. You would be a buyer. I would be a buyer below there, if only for the smash back to here. So you can see very quick and dirty money here. If you sold this trap as it's running up, and it just clips the top of that 4-hour zone, you could have sold there, held it all the way till it chopped out this bar. So it actually took out this top and chopped that bottom. Right now you'd be holding if you bought that and now you just took off half your position here, let the rest go, move your stop in a 2-ticket or 3-ticket scenario, because you have to have one that you buy here, or you have to buy 2 here on the pullback and dump 1 when you get to where the sellers are going to come in, and you can watch them come in here. This is no surprise to anybody that there's just a ton of sellers right there. Should be no surprise. And way more above here, right? Just gobs up into here. But how do you play it? Do you put some sell limits in this pocket? If you want to scalp it, yeah. But you'd have to... Okay, every time it comes up like this, the only problem with... you kind of have to babysit this, because if you sold this new high for this pullback, that trade's over. And you'd have to, or unless you have your sell limits that you left pending up here, they finally all fill, and you can take them like you're netting fish, right? Them fish come into the trap. It does not fill this sell limit, but it fills that one. You got to get out, though. You got to get out, because anytime it's down, it's probably a good time to buy. Anytime it's up, it's a good time to sell. So look at the reaction you're going to get here. You're going to get a bigger reaction right here at the very tippy top window, right? This little, this is about a 1 hour, this thing up here. So I'm going to take that rectangle box, mark it off, and bring it forward, and this is going to be the pocket you're looking for the drama, right? This is the hot spot, right there. Then beyond that, look out. So your sell limits are up here right now, and you've got to have a couple different kind of ratios. I mean, to really make the diversification comes in the way you lay all those in. So maybe you lose a few tickets, but so we can already see we're in the seller's window, because anytime we come above these wicks, not to mention this is a prominent area, so this is the reaction. When you see this tight window here, it's just like this window here. This is a steeper one, but look at the pullback off of that, right? That's what that's based upon. That's why the market's moving the way it's moving. It's pulling off that. So you would be cashing out on something there. And the sellers are coming in there, right? They are coming in. And now, if I'm flat, my obvious trade now is buy limit here, buy limit here, buy limits all the way down. Okay. Now, whether those are 10Ks with a stop here, everything's got some insane stop, because you just want in. You don't want to have to eat, maybe go back to sleep. Maybe this is the trade of the night. You were in so big on that. This is clearly like, okay, you're coming back to structure. Here you kind of overshoot a little bit, but if you're buying on shallow limits, and this you bought, again, if you're a bull, you bought back there. That is a breakout confirmation. Pull back to this. And the scalp's over. Right. So the scalpers have taken their ride here. They sold that new high. Oh, Christ. Okay, don't delete these objects. But they sold above this wick. They got that pullback out of it. I'm sorry, they got this pullback out of this top. Right? They sold this new high, and they've cashed out. That's what's kind of making it go the other way because everybody knows, not everybody, but just the way the market behaves is like if it's above here, when this big pullback comes, people are getting the fuck out because that is now the new pivot. So this thing's just laying track. From now until ever, this is just going to keep going in the future. Now, it does matter. We can't go to the monthly chart right now. It does matter whether this is a 7-year high up here. So we don't know on this chart. That's the one thing, the blind spot in the world of looking back one day on the 15-minute chart. And this is a bottom become a top. This is a bottom that when we go through this bottom, everybody's like, well, broke out, right? Broke out. Broke this. These aren't breakouts. These are breakouts on the 4-hour chart, but these are traps on the 15. Sellers come in here, confirmation. It's going to go lower. It's going to go down in here. It's going to crash. No, not so fast. And this is the kind of the Asian, like I said, this is the key. This fast down move. Why so fast? Because it's shaving off that. A lot of tickets on that. And it's like a zipper. It's like a domino. All these dominoes are pre-laid. We crush into that. Wow. Crawls out. One last pullback. Launching pad. Uh-oh. Got to go after this void. Scalpers are winning. Reversal people. Now, I got buy limits here and here and here, so I know my trade that I like to do. So it doesn't, and of course I'm trying to focus on one currency when I'm doing it so I can really load up on certain things that I see or wait for them to hit my tickets. I can see that the banks I have in there. I'm like, I want to get in there. I know that. It's certainly better to babysit the market all day long if you could. So I'm going to speed this up quite a bit. Take this up to another better speed now. So now you can see they just filled a buy limit. And people that buy at the market, they bought every 15-minute pullback there and they built a long position. I still have my buy limits here for the scalps. And here is going to be, okay, this is the 15-minute chart. Massive buy limit grids down here. So all day long, and maybe all week long, you've got this territory you would buy in. Okay, looks like they want to go after this. They want to, but it just looks like this is kind of looming, this hole up here. More sellers, though. See, notice people cashing out. And I'm looking forward to if there's some type of smash down here. So right now, we're just going to hem and haw. I'll take it up one more notch here. I want to go the highest speed possible. That's a little difficult to call the trades here, but the 15-minute chart, so we're waiting. Look at all these antics here, kind of like, see, sellers right there on the top of that. They're scalping it, right? See, they got their scalp in. Do you see that? So they sold that new high, and they won on that, and then we buy the new low here. So it's trap to trap. If you tightened up your stop, they stopped you out. See, they're coming up on that window there. That's a critical window. The sellers came in. See how the scalpers made their money there? They sold that top, and that pullback to this is the confirmation top become a bottom. I can open my navigator so I can delete these objects. Let me go down here. The bottom of this thing. Okay, so now they're coming into my giant limits that I set earlier. Okay, a scalp to the floor there. I know that trade on the 15 very well. It's just like it's over in 15 minutes. So if you didn't scalp out of this entry, your limits are in there. You got to get out at this floor because there's no guarantee we're not going to go lower. Another scalp from just having a grid of limits here. Another rejection at the support become resistance there. Now potentially major engulf. Why? Because this this is auction's over, right? That we've already had this giant trap down here. I gotta get to these delete objects keys here. Oh shit, okay. It's a little difficult here during strategy tester, but okay, so see all these trades in here? Now, these things are gone in a flash. Look at this little pocket fill here and then rip up. And look at the sellers here. Once again, people selling new highs. And I just got filled here, I know. Right, because I'd have my limits here. Just cashed out. Okay, maybe I'm holding. Like maybe I'm trying to... It depends. Like if I just scalp that, I would think that I would be buying this from the long side. And you could have had a limit here. So I know that I'm putting in... If I'm trading this thing, I got limits here because of this, right? This breakout point retested. You can retest Asia quite a bit in these markets. Market kind of wants to come back to Asian prices. I want to come back. I mean, it's coming back there because there's just it's a great price. If it comes back there, people are going to buy. So see another sell, another scalp here. But I just now buy limits here, right? Logically. Trying to go with logic and reason here, not the... So the market's constantly giving us this terrain to trade. We want to have buy limits below this. I just got picked up there, so we just got a great entry. And here again. So the markets keeps doing this bullshit, and we still haven't even got to the London Open yet, or even the U.S. See, this is where people just get totally annihilated. Unless you get out in 15 minutes from that entry on something, you just it's pointless to try to trade that. So every time they redip in that window, okay, coming buy limits, more fills, scalp out to the floor, okay. Is it engulf? I think it is going to go take out the high, but look at how it just keeps calming down more and more, and just fucking people that are, oh, I'm going to get a long and put a stop here. I'm going to get long. So that guy's getting raped to death. I mean, it's not even funny. How many times is he going to get in and move his stop, tighten it up, and like, if it's a scalp, it's a scalp. But, okay, so here's critical. Are we going to hold under this floor now? This looks fragile. Wow, look at him come in. Look at the sellers come in at that. Okay, Asian Open. Fell out of bed. I just got filled here, but maybe the spread was too wide, so I'm not going to say. That's why I'm always buying in a pocket of 10, 1 pip apart for 4 hours on something, right? Always have that. It really depends how much I want to risk and how much money's in the account. So if I'm up on the account from a previous trade, I'm just going to throw in a canvas area, and I don't care, right? Jimmy Crack Corn. Right, he didn't care. So this is the pending looming issue. Are we going to fill this thing in there? So all the accumulations going on right now in this auction from the end of yesterday into Asia, and people are either buying or selling in here and building a long or short position. How long are we going to go this way? Right before we resolve this. And so we got this big hole below us and this big void above us now, and I'm betting that we're going to go fill this thing, and if we come down here, I know I want to buy more. So there's a big cavern down here of, if we ever go down there, it's buy city. Up here it'd be sell city of cashing out of everything I'm accumulating during all this hemming and hawing before London even breaks out. So this is the box you're in. You're trapped in this box here. This cannot go on forever. Look at all the trading going here. So you just got filled on buy limits there. They just take it right to the edge. It's very crazy. Okay, definitely buying this plunge. Okay, people that sold here built a sell position. They're winning their ass off. So anybody that kept selling here at this pivot and built a southern position, they're cashing out now. I'm getting in on their cash out, and I'm going to cash out into this floor here, right? Into here. and it comes down again, I'm going to buy. Now, there's a higher potential that we are going to engulf and come into this territory now. We've come down here. We've got all these people. Sellers just came in at resistance. These are the new sellers. They want to take it down here. Will we buy? If we go for new lows, we're buying down here again. It's just a high probability trade. Like if they come down here, this is a low price. Now we could have bought every 15 minutes. It's down. If you're pulling the trigger at the market, not babysit. But if you don't want to babysit it, put your limits in down here. If we ever come down here, it's great. Great place to get in, and the sellers just keep on coming in here every time. Okay, so I just got filled, and I want to scalp to this. If we make it back to this floor, I got to scalp out. Okay, I'm out. I'm out on the scalp. I'm holding for the engulf. I'm very bullish, so I'm going to draw a trend line here that we're looking to break. I'm looking to break that. Okay, I just got rinse and repeat. Now this is why in the demo I'm running with the limits, you're not going to make as much money as you think you would, because see that you would have had to done a double buy there. And now you just bought new lows. Okay, so every time it goes down a little bit lower, it's picking up a new one of your tickets. So you got to scalp out of something on that fill down there. Now look how they hit the 50-yard line. And that was the best in golf because we blew out this floor already. Right, so this is the 15-minute floor. Blew it out. Came back to the trend line, roughly. I'm just going to have it in there. It doesn't mean it. Bought this plunge again. Now, this is where you're not going to make, unless you have a robot that's going to keep refreshing the limit drops, while you're not going to make money on buying new lows because they keep on retesting. How many times have we come down into this thing? Keep bouncing off it. Okay, now even more buys. Limits getting filled there. Plunge. I don't know how big the hole is to the left of us, so we could go raping down here. So this is where you have to know on the left side of that chart that there's probably, you just took out, like there could be a complete hole that you're falling into here. So you have to have wide, and you've got to understand what's going on to the left of you. I don't have the history here. So even at that, if you don't have the history, it's the rate of this last move. So it's not the ATR of 14, it's the ATR of that last, all these 15-minute bars, down, down, down. So here's your only first dead cat bounce scalp. Retrace, you definitely got to dump here where you blew this out. You took out the low of that day. Now the day's over. Here comes Asia. Can we drift back to here, or are we going to keep going lower? So that'd be the big question. I'm going to think you could still go lower. There was a dramatic sell-off to retest that bottom. So people are scalping in here, but if you want to wait for the big fish, you're going to have big packs of buy limits down here, and you're going to hold onto your longs had you bought this plunge here. And your ultimate target's going to be here where everything blew out that structure, and cash out right now. See everybody cashed out on that 15. Now do we engulf? So we got to start going after all these wicks at an angle. We got to go carve that out. Okay, here it comes. So I'm out of most of my stuff, and look at how the sellers come in there, and then the buyers come in here. So it's very tight to what's going on, because okay, the sellers come in there, buyers come in there. So here's another rinse and repeat, and I got more buy limits below. And this is so when the news came out on Friday and stuff, NFP, you see these kind of behaviors where maybe this is like, people are like, oh my God, that's such a great breakout, it's going to keep going, but it can come back. Not only retest this, but go even down into here. So always be prepared for like anything could happen. People do buy here, and look at, we're retesting Asian prices. So this is the London retest of Asia. Here's Asia, and here you come down and you touch it. Even though this looked like people, I guess, get tricked by this if they're going to chase the market. This is never, if you chase the market, this is what had happened to you here. Is, yeah, just can't get that to delete when I'm playing back the market. So, this is the Asian retest here. But at this point, when this was making this big run up here, you thought, Jesus, this thing's going to just fucking go to the moon. No, not yet. Because we had to come back here, retest here, and now we can go to the moon. There's always like one pullback left. There's a nice topic on the bottom here. So now, zooming out, I think I would have gotten out. So I know that this is where I would say, okay, you probably, depending on how much money you just made, honestly, it's going to make a bigger difference. That if you bought this whole plunge underneath that, the sellers, the scalpers came in here, they got out, they dump it. Now, you may think that trend traders are coming in there. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I mean, you might say, well, there's a trend line here, and that's why that some guy is watching a video today. Yeah, see? No, sorry. Just because, just because you yawn doesn't make the sun come up. So coincidence is not causality, right? We can say that with all certainty. Because I'm just going to go for the drawing here. This fastest playback. Another reason why I can't delete those objects immediately. But so this is the other pocket. The sellers come in here. So I know that I'm going to buy below here. I got buy limits pending here. We may not make it there. In the meantime, I might buy right after this fast 15 minutes down. And I know I got buy limits here. I'm looking for the most recent structure. So I'm getting filled on buy limits here, and I'm prepared to buy all the way down here. And that's just how it is. Buy. So certainly bigger tickets here. Now this one, got to cash out on something there because that is the floor that we started buying below. So I guess this is price structure trading analysis. Let's take a zoom in view here. So everybody's cashing out here. I am too. So if I bought this giant plunge into here, and as it comes and hunts all those stops, because these are closer together, these wicks, you're going to have a bigger ticket down here than you have on buying this first plunge into that. And why you have to get out on stuff here, because this is going to happen again and again. I mean, these markets are just vicious. I hope you can see by this 15-minute chart that if you bought below here, you had to get out here because this stuff happens. You may think, I'll buy here. We're going to come to here. We're going to go to here. Not necessarily. These three wicks here, when you come up to here, this high sell window. High supply and demand up there. But it's all over the chart. All that Sam Seidel and all that supply and demand stuff doesn't matter unless you got the size of this position right. You could have sold here. Are you making money? Yeah, you are up on that trade. If you bought down here and you bought more down here, are you making money? Yeah, you're up on that trade. That trade's over. So these trades are happening constantly in the 15. Sellers come in again. Can we go lower? Yeah. So I always put more buy limits down here. I'm counting on it going lower because I need that to get my best price, my optimal trade entry. I'm going to buy below that. If I don't do that, okay, so if they don't fill me down there, Every 15 minutes is down. And now are we going to, the sellers came in here. Is it going to fill this void? So this constant battle, this goes on all day on the 15. Is this going to be where people, continuation traders come in? There's one little baby rally. They sell. They're looking to cash out into this. So I'll get in there, cash out. I'll buy limits here. But, this could have been enough money for you, or this, you come back in here. So I say, if there's more money in the account, I'm going to get aggressive and I'm going to buy. I got enough money where I could put in a giant order bank and kind of barely get filled and be like, oh, I made like, $20, $40. It's all right. It's still money. You may not make $400 on every trade, So you kind of just, well, whatever. So now I'm waiting for this to crush down. I know the sellers came in. This is about becoming a top. Here comes the trend traders. They perceive this to be the London breakout, right? We broke out of this, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I just bought that new low. Got filled on something. I know my exit's always going to be here. A lot of people right here. And the looming vacuum is this one here now. And this is the next looming vacuum. So it's very simple. Now, this is the big floor. Okay, everybody's cashing out. Not everybody. People that are scalping. Cashed out, high probability exit point. Sellers should come in here. See if they can take it down into my limits again. Now, I can put more aggressive limits here now that there's more money in the account. I put limits here, here. Just hit a button. I'm not going to drop. I don't do drops. I just do it on the tablet because I just kind of know that I'm going to put a dense pack in here. I just like the idea of, like, if I know if I hit those buttons, it's going to cost X. Where if I drag and drop them, I got to think about it. I don't want to think about it. I just don't want to think about it. I don't want to say, well, look at this up here. Great. I know that this situation's here, and I could have bought at the market, and I will. If I'm going to really think of accumulating below here, I buy every pullback, every down. I don't buy up unless I don't think I'm in enough. So if I think, oh, you know what, I'm just not in big enough position. This bottom becomes a top here, but this is all happening under this structure. Okay, the sellers come in there. This is just the same pattern we saw back here where the sellers come in. Now, I'm holding because I see that maybe we just stop hunted back 3 days. This is took out the low of this, and I think this goes back a day. So let's see where we are in the daily structure now. And this will make all the difference. So this was the low of the previous day. We go below it, buyers come in, and there's quite a bunch of battle there. People get out here at the high probability cash out point. Now the bulls are buying every pullback they can get. They're hoping to take out the high of this and the high of this because the sellers galore there. And if I'm long from underneath this previous day, I'm going to hold that. And I will put in buy limits here to buy even more on the pullback. So it's just gauging how much I got into, where I got into. Did I get in? Did I get the timing right? And because even if I was bullish about buying this hole here, I think I'm out here. This would be a bonus, and this would be where you wouldn't want to buy and hold because this pullback, and you certainly wouldn't want to buy here in anticipation of it going higher, because usually on the 15, like these screaming moves on the 15, look at this clean and brutal. It was a great buy, but it didn't get you back to the moon. I know I just got filled here on my shallow, and I'm always going shallow and deep, so I have shallows that last an hour to 2 hours here, and I have deep waters that last 8 hours down here. Because I know that this is a great territory, and I don't want to keep putting in every half hour, putting these tickets in. So the big long-lasting, wide space tickets are down here. So, you know, if I don't get filled on anything, sorry, we got those tickets down there waiting to get filled. So I just got my first fill, my second fill, and now I'm going to scalp out right there, right? That's the scalp, and then we could see a replunge. Almost a new replunge there. So Asia's quite frantic here, and we just filled this void here, right? So we could have all our limits in here in this pocket, and that cashed out. Come back to the apex of this. Now more buy limits down here. Just got filled, and we want to scalp out right there. Then we want to hold it. So we scalp and hold, and take something off the table, and hold for, we're looking for a big sweep of this. Right, we want to see that crushed. If we get another closing 15-minute down, we'll buy. And if we go down, so we didn't get a chance there. Got a hammer there. That's all we got. So that's kind of, but it's okay. So we'll have another chance to buy limits here. Just put more limits in. Typically, we're just going to keep retesting and punishing people. Okay, so here's the critical high. The critical high. We know there's sellers galore here at the 50. Okay, so I'm buying every pullback on the 15 here. I'm in Asia building a long position, and I know that we could crush down when London opens and come down here. So I don't want to get too committed to any one thing. Gotta keep my orders spaced. Otherwise, you might as well just be trading a bigger size, because the whole point of trading small tickets is you can spread them around. If you spread them around, then you get the more of the benefit of that. So we're about to take a breakout here. We're trying to break out Asia, but usually this is a fake out, and we pull back off of this. So now I put the buy limits in again. I'm like, okay, let's see him crush this as London opens. We got a bunch of stack in here. Okay, so they trapped these guys on the breakout there, come back. Now they trapped this. People that trade breakouts. That's where the trap is. Right, so it's like this constant torture for people. Breakout, but uh-oh, and then breakout, uh-oh. So this would be the kind of very quiet Asian auction here, where this is the bottom. We go below it, and now back and forth, hemming and hawing here. Finally, it's here. I'm long, expecting this to make a rally. So it's very quiet here, and we could start to crush down into this. So anything that I bought here, I bought with a tight stop. So if they stop me out, I know I want to be a big buyer here. Okay, so now we're getting filled on this. On these tickets, we're going to cash out there. On the first 15 minutes, these are 15-minute trades. They're cashed out. And meanwhile, I'm still in. One of those is a scalp out. One is a hold. So one is a scalp. One's a hold there. And once again, looking to get filled on more limits down here. So a 50-minute chart's very active. But we're looking at the big picture here still. We can still see this. We don't need to go to the 4-hour chart. We can still see this top, and this top. And retest Asia. Always come back to this Asia price at some point. This is the accumulation distribution phase before London breakout. This thing going here. But if you're building a long position in here, you're buying all these lows. If you're building a short position, you're selling here, and you're actually making money on something, hopefully here during this building session. Maybe not 100%, but maybe 20% of what you're gonna, and now you're holding. I wouldn't buy this breakout. Hopefully I'm in, right? I wanted to accumulate during this sideways thing. Okay, so sellers are going to come in right there. We could scalp out here and take off a chunk. because we know that there's going to be that we're going to back off from this price here. We know there's sellers here. We cash out here. Maybe go short for the scalp. Scalpers are making money right there. Now they're killing it, and their target's going to be here. Boom, they're out. We could get back in on something. This is why I don't want to get. I don't want to hold through what I think is going to break out. Look at, see how much money they're making. Got buy limits here though, and the speed has dropped down. So every 15 minutes that's down, I'm buying at the market. Start, rinse, and repeat the whole thing. Okay, got filled on limits. I got filled at the market, and I got more limits here. I've still got my all day long or 12-hour orders down here. Still looking for this to go up higher. So the bonus tour is when you get these fills down here. The best prices in the world, really. Okay, right there. If you bought that new low, and you bought because it was down. So a lot of the problem with this trading is that, this 15-minute chart rattle you. If you're wondering what's going on, why did it just gosh, it was going up. What the fuck? Because every time it fills one of these wicks, it's a big deal. And sure, there's a double bottom there. I just saw it on the. So here's a double bottom, right? Retest area. But is it going to go to the moon after that double bottom? Not necessarily, because once it comes up here and traps these people, then rips it back. So problem is, you got to buy when it's going down. If you're going to build a long position, this is the first, and look how much money these scalpers made all the way back to here, off of that top. That's the London fake out, right? London breakout fake out. It's what you do, right? How do you put the tickets in there? You knew anything above these, you knew there was going to be sellers up there. You had to know it. And you knew there'd be buyers down here. If you could take out this, we know there's buyers galore down here. Or we want to be a buyer down here. Trap, pull it back. Come on, buy it here. Buy at the market when it's down on the 15. So these are very crude rules. It's just crude as hell. But that's all I can figure, man. I don't have another. There's no other answer for me for trading this stuff. Because if I started to think about, look at RSI. Is there a divergence here? I'd lose my mind. Not that I already haven't done that. I guess I could, if I get bored, I could draw a triangle here. I mean, that's really what it's about. You're bored, so you start getting out Gartleys. But look for a break at the triangle here. Oh, yeah. Okay, great. But I said, if you're going to buy everything down here and you're not going to buy as it's going up here, you're cashing out. There's people selling in this window right here. Watch it. Just play back any 15-minute chart on any currency pair, on any stock, and anything. Doesn't matter. There's not, whether it's the euro, the pound, and all that stuff. It just doesn't matter. Okay, so people are selling up into that. See how fast that was? I cashed out. Now the sellers can pull it all the way back to here, and we go through this whole fucking drama again. Buying there, right? Buy. It's very, 15-minute chart, man. I'm buying all the way down. I'm buying all the way. These are amazing. This London session, people are just blown away by this. This is why the London breakout. If this is your breakout point, you're getting killed. I'm buying down here. I'm buying every 15 minutes that pulls back, and I'm getting filled on limits that I put in based on these wicks. And now I'm not buying. Now I'm sitting there going, we got to make it back to here at least. Otherwise, they're going to stop me out, but that's okay, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy more down here, because I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to sit there and worry about it. Just bought at the market down on the 15. If I'm awake for this session. We just got a better fill. Look at it, went lower. Better. Buying more down here. And here I'm going to buy so much below here. And here's the deep discount price. That's where I'm going to buy so much. Oh, just got filled on a massive. I just know it. I put orders in here. This is where I put my tickets. In there, and look at this. They touched that wick. Some poor goober put a stop there. Oh, they'll never get my stop. The market's here. He's long. He goes, well, I'm just going to move a stop to here. I mean, they never touch that. Oh, yeah. They'll never touch that price. So everybody's cashing out there. I'm cashing out there too. Right? Closed up. We're out. Yeah, there's a little follow through. Don't think it can't come down here. I hope it does. I don't care if there's sellers here. That's just better for me. And I got a bunch of money now, so I'm going to put in big tickets down here. Come on. Oh, just bought that new low. If it closes down there, I'm in. Right? Look, it makes a new low. Go figure. No. Really? They took out this low. I put my stop back here. I keep backing my stop up. Would you put your stop here, Jethro? Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me know. Because that's all we do here, stop hunt. That's what we do here at this. This is a prop house. All we do is hunt stops. Okay, just stopped another hunt. Bought that new low there again. Oh, thank you very much. This just drives people crazy, this shit. Just keep plucking off those stops and pulling it back up. Oh, gonna go for some more there. Thank you very much. Thank you for that stop. Let's go hunt some more. Oh. Gee, I wonder if this could have anything to do with it. Isn't this like where, oh, I'm going to move my stop to here. Nobody touch it there. Yeah, that's what we do. We just keep moving our stop. Did anybody ever trade like that? If I just move my stop to here, maybe they wouldn't touch it. Oh, too late. Oh, boy. Oh, now what's that? Look at the conscious. See, they dumped that. Oh, they're going to come back and fill my limits. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, baby. Here, let me look back. Let me look left. Oh, yeah. See, now, this is the problem. Why is it so dramatic? Because it's going into, like, fresh lows. Who's buying down here? People with big testicles, man. Because this is, I don't know what's to the left. But, so that's a 50 pip window. I'm going to lay track all the way down there. When I see this, I'm like, you know what? Let's get ready to buy that. Can I make money on this bounce? I'm already scalping out into this. So if I'm watching the zoom in view of reality, if we buy that new low, yeah, I scalped out of something. And I'm going to scalp out of everything I bought. If I bought everything below here. Why did it back off there? Right there. Why did most people get out there? Or why did new sellers came in, new high? Okay, so that's it. In Asia, we're looking for a retrace to here by London. In Asia now. I think I'm in the fastest playback possible here. I'm getting, that's it. We're at 32. That's as fast as it'll go. The indicators I'm running. So this is Asia. It's going sideways. Okay. Asian breakout. We're going lower here, it looks like. So I don't think we're going to make it back to here. I'm buying into this plunge now. It's going to take a lot of accumulation. Okay, so the new lows, guys, the guys that buy the new low of the day, they get out here. Right? Bottoms become a top. It's a real breakout for the continuation people. Now I got buy limits here, and I probably bought that fast 15 down. And I want to get out here on at least half of the position. Still, it depends how big these positions are. Looking to take out this high. If I'm still holding all these tickets I want to get out here. Obvious exit here because of this was the Asian support became resistance. And here's another classic, just this mini range going on. I want to buy below here again. Wide grids. So it's just a convenient trade for me. I don't have to think about it too much. I do have to be aware that if we start taking this out, I want to hold it until we hit this one. That's support. And then we're out. Okay, nice run here. Cash out. Sellers are coming in there. So I'm going to cash out from here all the way up. And then when they smash into the sell window, which they just kind of clipped right here, see this wedge? A lot of sellers there. Now we could come back in with buy limits. So I would go cash out, come back in with buy limits. Buy at the market every 50 minutes is down now. We got a top become a bottom here. Now this is the big pivot, so the big controversy area. If we're still holding everything from here, so it really depends on, all right, do you want this trade? Do you want this one? And cash out, cash out. Everybody's going to cash out here. At the end of 15 minutes, we're going to cash out. So 15 minutes up, and we cashed out. That's why it's backing off. So you can see a lot of people are thinking the same thing there. You know, look at that nice cash out. Right? So if we didn't get filled on our targets, we sold it because we were up on the 15. Now we got buy limits here because this is the new pivot. And every 15 minutes is down, I'm going to buy now. Got buy limits galore down here, as you can imagine. But everything's changing constantly as far as how deep these tickets would be. And if I bought that 15-minute pullback, it's the only, another thing with a 15-minute chart, that's the only buy. And it's obvious signal. And sellers galore up there. So we just seen them come in. Heavy, you could have been a scalper up there. So you could have sold this box here. Right, this is the obvious. Right there. And nice cash out. Top become a bottom of the clock here. Looks very brutal. A lot of volatility, man. I mean, you can still have buy limits in here. And you bought every 15 minutes it's down, you're buying. Even though you bought that 15-minute pullback, they went and took out that low and closed there. Sellers galore there. See how that came in? So that's supply and demand zone. Right, that's it. That's why the reaction there. And that is the scalper's window. Not to say we can't keep tanking. It's better than a scalp. It'll be a complete retracement engulf to here. Or, you know, it's going to be, right? People keep buying here in anticipation of we're going to come here. And we know there's sellers above that now. And you could sell it. If you're an aggressive seller, you're going to start selling here all the way up. They just filled my buy limits, more buy limits. And at the end of 15 minutes, I buy at the market. If it's down, I just bought at the market there. So basically, how much did I buy at the market and how many limits did I get filled? That's going to be the critical thing. Some guy also asked me about what is the win ratio? It doesn't, I mean, the win rate doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters because you could be right 80% of the time and blow up the account. Right? If you're going to be on right, because which tickets are making money there. Look how extreme that is. So at the end of 15 minutes, I'm going to buy that. Plus, I know I just got filled on all these tickets, and I'm going to buy more down here. So when we get to here, right, I'm buying more. And at the end of 15 minutes, I'm going to buy again. Right, so this is the kind of collapse that people are talking about. Like I gotta believe that if you look left here, you're gonna see a big hole. So at the end of 15, I'm buying. Plus now I'm in really big, and on all these limits, and I know my exit has to be here now. And I would have known that before this sell-off. If I'm going to buy below here, I know that has to be my exit also. So anything down here to here, I'm out. So I didn't get a chance to, this did not close at the bottom of that 15, so the limits were the ones to take care of it. Now I'm waiting for another 15 minutes down. I'm going to buy at the market. Okay, just bought at the market. And I'm still holding limits. And you can't retain every ticket. If you're going to put in scalps with tight stops, they're going to stop you out. So if you trade the market, when it's down big like this, you got to put in wide stops now. Because now you're looking at a giant trade. More limits are filling. And I'm going to buy at the market. Like every 15 minutes it's down, I buy at the market with a wide stop. So this is a really tough trading for you psychologically. Because you're really going against everybody in this situation. You really are. And people are going to say, I can't believe you're buying that. I just can't believe you're buying that. And you say, I just can't believe you're not. So if it's down big, now it's down shallow, so I can buy with a tighter stop here. And that last little bit, like, right, if I left all these, I know I got to cash out on something here now. Even though I don't want to, but it's okay because as long as you can put in shallow limits now, you can pick up more of the position. And some of these are already cashed out. So built into here, you need to have something that cashes out there because we could totally go lower. Totally. Down here again. Don't forget the sellers are selling every rally. That to them, that's a downtrend. That's currently tanking. But it's okay, we agree. And I need them to sell it. So I just got filled there at the 50 and I got limits galore down here. Now here's where I have to get my limits out deeper now. And I bought because it's down on the 15. Still have my ultimate target here, but in the meantime, scalping off at this. Okay, people are going to sell here. Because they think this is a bottom becoming a top. I buy down here. Okay. So it's just a convenient thing to just put those orders in and just, God, this market's just taking forever to play back here. So I guess it's what they call the London breakout. This looks like a London fake out destruction here. If you think it's breaking this out, this looks like the biggest bear trap on the planet right now. But I think it's still... Now here's the chance for the sellers. They're going to sell that rally. They sold this one. But are we starting to reject this structure? Take out this wick. It could be violent. Okay, so I'm holding until we get to here. I'm also going to buy every pullback now, especially if it's shallow. I'll buy it with a tight stop. So I would bought that with a tight stop. Here I'm not going to buy this. I'm still holding my limits, waiting to get cashed out. It's still going to take an hour and a half for these trades. Some of these trades here. Ultimately, for the bulls, this is going to come to this thing. It's going to bang on it. Sellers will come in, take it back to here, and then we're going to rip north. We'll go after the high of the day. It'll be a complete engulf day. Total auction day here. I don't know what day of the week this is, but we're going to be cashing out here with most of other people. We should see the sellers come in there. So at the time when this was plunging, you can only imagine what people were saying. Oh yeah, man, I sold the pound here. I'm up on the trade. Like, I'm making so much money. You're like, oh yeah, I know. But that was that was the trap off of this one, and our limits, if they're predetermined scalp outs, which they should be on some of these limit grids, we already got it on something here. More buy limits I'm going to place now. Depending where we're able to do. Like if we're underwater on this, we don't have the ability to, we're just going to have to wait until it plays out. Either stops us out, to kind of stop trading. But if you nailed it and you're like, okay, great, just picked up some more points, you can afford to be a little bit looser in your next trade. Slightly. But keeping the same, keeping some kind of trade the same currency as you kind of keep track of what it's capable of. I mean, this is a 50 pip move here. And this is 50 pips pretty quick, isn't it? Even if you sold the breakout here, you could have done a London breakout and said, look, I'm making money from London breakouts. Look, it broke out and look, it went down. Okay, but how, you got to get out of that trade somewhere. So if you sold here, did you get out here and here along the way? And it's not going to keep breaking out forever. Are you going to put another sell limit here, sell stop here to get taken into a confirmation entry? I mean, the place to sell was up here, right? In this kind of area here. This would be an engulf auction of selling. Trap, then take out this bottom. Now people are accumulating down here now. It's just this brutal wick to wick thing. So I'm still holding on the cash out here. The longer we dilly-dally down here, the more violent the move we should see above this price. And the more potential there is to take out the high of the day. The more hemming and hawing under the floor here means more accumulation for all the participants in here. So you have to picture yourself in these trades in the morning or in the afternoon or whatever and see that, okay, on the 15, I'm not trading the 15 maybe from a 15-minute bar standpoint, but I can see structurally what's going on here, and it's okay to, because I can't switch to the 4-hour chart, unfortunately, here, but you can see how this would be a breakout of the 4-hour or 8-hour bar, and you think, oh, that's a good breakout trade. No, it's not. It's not a breakout trade. The breakout trade I'm talking about is putting a buy stop here on the 15. That's a breakout trade, right? That's a run. So what are you breaking out? Are you breaking out wick tips on a Williams fractal, or are you breaking out the actual last bar? And those are fake outs too. I can't wait for this thing to wrap up this day. God, this is going slow as hell to play back on here. I want to see the punchline here. Good Lord, man. I mean, even the playback. I don't know why this is taking so long to play back this 15-minute chart. I should have done the crude method. This is every tick playback. I thought because I'm on the 15-minute chart, I should be more specific, more detailed. Top, bottom, this is the current resistance. So this is our target. We accumulated under the floor here. This is the triple floor. We're looking for it to make it to here, and then eventually to here. If I'm gonna hold, so if I made enough money here scalping and all this crap, and coming into the close of the market here, this was a very eventful day. November 7th. Wow, look at the wrap up here on the end of U.S. market. Gosh, looks like we're gearing up for a rally. In Asia, we're going to be able to, Christ, I don't know. Anyways, I can't watch this market anymore. It's just going too slow on the 15. I want to just run through this chart, but it's like forever. Let's take a look back at the structures here, see where we're at. Get a clue. This guy's talking to us watching. Well, it gives you a clue where the trend's going. Because what are you talking about? The stuff these people talk about is so insane. You just got to ask yourself. Everybody's analyzing the market, but nobody's trying to trade it. Nobody's trading the market. I'm trading the market here. I'm trading. Doing analysis is like nothing. You could have some fancy. You still got to figure like, okay, do I get in here? Do I get out here? How, is it right over? Is there more to come? Is this in a downtrend? Could you have sold? Yeah, sure, but you could have bought every fucking counter trend move too. Don't forget that. It's just this idea of trend is so ridiculous. Okay, here comes Asia. So, like I said, I'm a buyer down here. I'm a buyer if we go lower. Is the trend coming to an end? I don't know. Don't care. So here's a little stop hunt. We just took out the low from the previous day there a little bit. This little nick here. Right, so that we kind of just carved that little spot out. That was a nice little buy. But see, here's the Asian trap. You kind of trap people here. And this is your place to sell. So this little mini vac here is always a good place to sell. This Asian mini vac. The Asian mini vac. But wait, you also get the deep US vac buy window. So keep trapping breakout traders. Once again, we got the buy limits here, waiting for more drama when London opens, and we're long on whatever we bought here in this trap. And come on, we're looking for it to make it back to here. Don't forget, this is my big exit. We're enduring this market's nonsense and chaotic noise. This is always the target. Let's make this clear. Okay. That's going to be my target. So, I'm a big buyer below here. If we plunge into this 50 pip window. And I just bought that hunt. And I scalped it. So I know that I have to scalp that new low. And I'm going to hold something out of that scalp. Still looking for this big target at this line up here. So this is going to be where I get out. And everything I've accumulated over the past, everything below here, I suppose. Okay, these are the tops. These are the 4 tops in a row. There's sellers galore there. Okay, we cashed out of something. I know it. And why is there such a reaction there? Because we just nicked the top of that wick, right? So we know there's fresh sellers there. And you're out. So I know that if I bought heavy in this window, I've got to cash out into this window. Because I know there's sellers there. Then I buy this plunge here. Back to fair value, back to retesting Asia all day long. Here's Asia's prices. Still have this target. Haven't been hit. This is the attempt there. Okay, this would be the London breakout, but more like a break-in than a breakout. But going to close this hold here. And we would have bought that pullback on the 15 with a tight stop because that is so big down moves like this, wide stops, smaller the move, the tighter the stop. So buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, breakdown, come in here, trap these people, come back in, rip it up, trap these people in this void. And another now we're starting to get the dramas kicking up. These are bigger 15-minute swings. Even the ATR 14 is probably going up. And there's another one, classic buy on a hard down move on the 15. And also they came in and just nicked that wick. So this stuff is pretty. If you trade big on these 15-minute charts, you can just make a few pips and go back to sleep. Because it's going to go on forever, this shit. Okay, so another pocket filled of limits, and we buy at the market because it's down. We don't buy this up. We wait for this to close down, and we still got more orders here. Down. More pending buy limits. We buy that pullback with a tight stop, tight-ish, and we're looking to take this out. We're holding. A lot of accumulation. It's been going on for quite some time here. This is the difficult part of trading, I suppose. This big box of accumulation here. All right, finally we're getting filled on these deep limits. Just took out the low of the previous day. The 15-minute scalp. Boom, they're out. So when they took out the low of the previous day or got very close to it, that is where people gobble it up. And they typically cash out into this. Okay. Now, we have even more tickets down here. Buying again down there. And we had a cash out into this support. We're buying that 15-minute pullback. We're still holding the longs from here. We know that the ultimate entry's down here and the ultimate exit's here, so it's quite a good ratio. You could run tight stop on that. You got to stop. You bought here. The stop here and your target's up here. That's a good trade. So we got to do it. We got to go screaming north now. And all along the way there'd be places to cash out here, cash out here, here, and ultimately still the target. I couldn't sit there and watch that. So here we got. So here's the double bottom. Here's another pullback. I'm buying every 15-minute pullback here. This is still my target. Still my target. Look how they just keep coming up in here, and sellers just keep coming in there. Look at that. That really is resistance. Also, we just kind of carved out this area. Took that pocket out. Now I'm going to have another go at it. Bought here in that 15-minute pullback right there. I want to cash out here, but now I'm looking at this as being one of these areas because this has been going on so long, all this stuff here, that there's a high probability we are going to take that out. We are going to this high, right? Because this will be so brutal when we start filling that hole. Right at the critical point, you could kind of buy here in anticipation of that, but you really wanted to be long on stuff here because look at them keep pulling that back off there. You see how fast that was just before the close of that bar. Pull it back again. Gonna buy limits here though. You can't buy enough of this thing. If you think it's going up to take this out, you can't buy enough here. Another pullback. So this is not, it's not like you buy here and it's going to go, right? You buy here. No, there's so much hemming and hawing to be done. Still could come down here. You could come all the way to here now. People that sold in that window, they're just loving that trade. That's supply zone there. Now I'm buying at the market when this closes down, and I'm buying all the way down into that. Oh. I do think it's going to take this out. So I'm accumulating all this here and just bought that new low. Just took a low day. Here comes the 15-minute scalpers. They're going to cash out. At the end of this 15-minute bar, they've already cashed out. They're not waiting for the end of that 15. So they cashed out. Stepping into some. Okay, so we just took out this low from the previous day. There's buyers galore there, and they'll be cashing out here on their first ticket. And they're going to cash out here, and then they're going to really cash out above that. I'm buying again as it plunges. They're filling my limit banks. Let me zoom out. Looks like they're going to take it down 50 pips here. Okay. Cash out there. I have bought here before when we come ripping back to here. Because I'm like, oh yeah, that's going to be like total rejection of that new low. They trapped everybody on this breakout. Okay, so on the clock there, you can see people cashed out on the 15. Here comes the confirmation sellers. So then this is a confirmed breakout, pull back to the breakout point. Seller's going to come in there. Okay, so let's take a look down here. Okay, I'm buying down there more. Just autofill my limits. Got to cash out there on something now. That's the new low. And here once again. Still looking to take out this. Still looking to take this up, believe it or not. But all along the way, I'm just going to do the dead cat bounces here until that time comes. And just buy into this plunge. Sellers came in at that confirmation point. There should be sellers here. Okay. It's just not playing back fast enough for me. Right there. Cashing out into this for something. So this is the U.S. Markets are open now. I want to almost restart this with a crude playback so I can see it. Just hit the pause button. Okay, so I had to so-called fast forward by pausing that because I wanted to show you that if you're a swing trader, how this play out. So this is the ultimate target. Right here, so this is all accumulation here. If you bought underneath these 2-day floor here, there's the critical thing, and that's why there's so much drama here. Because people are like, uh-oh, breakout, pullback, breakout, pullback, breakout, pullback, and then we start to carve this out, and we're cashing out right now. Boom, we're out. We're not alone on that. Look at the pullback off of this top right now. Okay, so that's it. Scalping and swinging. That is what we're doing here. That's just how it is. Look at the sellers come in there. See the end of that 15-minute? And look at it. Look at them take it up. Oh, boy, all the way to there. I wonder if anybody's going to sell up there. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. There should be people selling right at the tippy top there. Oof. And there they are. Back it right off there. I'd be totally out of this trade now. That's it. We're done. Now I put the limits in here and buy pullbacks. Look at how much money these guys made. 20 pips off that top just by putting a sell limit up there. They didn't have to be there for that trade. See? People had sell limits up there. They're up big on that trade. They're okay. They went home.